Alright, okay, so I feel like I can go ahead and talk about what some of these big changes are coming this year. Um, so just this video is just a bunch of random clips I've gotten through this past year. Just random, no particular order or anything. Just stuff that's I recorded this past year. So just to come out bluntly and say it, before the 1st of April, we are going to get rid of our fall herd of cows. The fall mama cows up there at the farm, they're leaving. We're hoping to we weaned the calves off of them there 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, so we're probably going to keep them for another week or so, about another week, and then we're going to sell the calves, and then the cows are in with the bull right now. They have been since December 10th, so that's 2 months and 5 days. So over 2 months they've been with the bull, so we'll keep them in there a little bit more because we caught a few of them bulling over the past few weeks. And then hopefully by the 1st of April, before the 1st of April, we're going to sell those cows. But I don't know, the reason we're getting rid of them, back in January we found 2 cows dead within 48 hours of each other, and there was no reason why they died. I mean, they got good hay, good pasture, good fresh water. They're on a good mineral program. Just flopped over deader than a doornail. So that last cow that died, we hauled it to University of Kentucky Diagnostic Laboratory, and they did an autopsy on it, and we got the results back a 3 weeks ago, and nothing was out of the ordinary. Wasn't nothing wrong with her. Her magnesium level was just a little bit high, but nothing too, nothing to be worried about. Not out of the ordinary for this time of year. So we were just clueless as to why they died. So we moved them off of the 2 pastures that they had been on. We moved them to the front closest pasture to the road that they usually don't stay on during the winter. And we moved the hay rings and just fed hay on the hillside there. But we decided that we're losing too much money up there. And this has been a recurring thing over the past 5 years or so, 5 or 6 years. Cows would just die all of a sudden, or they would come up open when we didn't really change anything. We wouldn't change anything in our feeding system, and we'd have several come up open, and then a few times they've just come up died, and there's no reason, just no reason. And so that's what my uncles have decided. We're getting rid of the fall herd, and that farm up there where all that pasture and that 24-acre hayfield, well, all the pasture ground and around the pond there, that's going into soybeans, and the 24-acre hayfield will be going into corn, since the 2 grain fields that border that hayfield are going into corn also this year. So overall, we're gaining about another 60 to 70 acres of grain after all said and done. So that's why that was enough to justify buying another grain bin. We do have a grain bin on order. I think it's going on 2 weeks. think it's going on 2 weeks since we ordered it. It should be here within a 6-week period. It's probably going over, well, it is going over across the creek at that hay barn, because we've run out of room up there on my uncle where all the other grain bins are. There's no good room there to put another one. There is no room. So this new grain bin's going over across the creek. It's rated about like, if it's completely full up into the cone to the brim, it's like 14,600 bushel. So we can fit 14,000 bushel easy into it. So that's what we were looking for, was around between 13 to 15,000 bushels. So, and because with the grain setup we got right now, we don't have enough room to hold the grain that we store. So we think this bin will pay for itself within a couple years. So that's just what we've been figuring, and that's why we justify that. So yeah, that's the big changes coming on. The cattle side, my uncles are speechless, and we don't know what's going on up there. That same farm has been it's been pasture hay for my uncles have said every bit of 30 years probably. It's been pastured and had cows on it. So, you know, maybe it's time to switch up the operation some. So that's what we're doing. We're going more grain. Now also on my uncle, he's got one of that 8-acre pasture field. We're gonna either moldboard, plow it, or chisel it, and get it all smoothed out. And we're gonna plant it in soybeans this year, and then we're gonna come through and reseed some better pasture onto it, and hopefully try to rework, and then see how that goes, and then probably do his other side in the next couple of years or so. It needs some pasture rework up there, but so other than that, that's the changes that's coming this year. In my opinion, these are really pretty big changes. They're big enough to affect the operation in the future. So, and I just wanted to give y'all a heads up, because say when it comes hay season and we're hauling in round bales and we're putting them in that barn, and you see a big steel structure sitting there and I have never told you about it, that's what it is. There's a grain bin going up, and fall herd of cows is going bye-bye. So yeah, other than that, it's going to be the same operation as last year. Corn and beans. Actually, I've got the acres pulled up here. Hopefully. Let's see. Alright, crop acres. The crop acres without a farm that we share crop with, we have 130 acres of corn and 129 acres of soybeans. That's including this pasture ground and hay ground. Now, after you add up the share crop farm we do, the total amount of our acres is 146 acres of corn and 174 acres of soybeans, roughly. Now that's without custom work. That's without custom work. Now, custom work, it varies every year. Probably 150 to 200, 300 acres, something like that. So yeah. So other than that, that's the acres for the year. So yeah. So I hope this video was informative and hope you enjoyed seeing the old footage of whatever. I was gonna get the drone out and drone this farm this is going on, but the weather here's been crappy and the wind's been blowing, and I'm not trusting my drone when there's wind. So anyway, thanks for watching. Please comment, rate, and subscribe. We'll catch y'all in the future.